Welcome back to Eva's Weekly Share. I'm looking forward to this podcast in particular because it's a very unconventional one. And it was triggered by a story of this morning's class. I was with a lady client who is 75 years of age, wonderful, bubbly lady, and she was all weird. At one point I asked her, is everything okay? It feels like you want to tell me something. And we were alone in the studio, so she opened up and she told me that she wasn't sure if she was going to share this with me, but she was super excited that her husband had started Pilates with me, that he's getting a hang of it, and that his whole physiology, his energy, his attitude towards his aging body, that he started to be resentful about, that he started to hate, has completely shifted over the month now of him working out and of him listening to his body. And with a very sweet giggle, she told me we even were intimate again and we had sex. And it made me smile, and it made me remember how Joseph Pilates, in one of the Vogue interviews he gave, I think it was in the late 30s, if I'm not mistaken, he said in the interview that Pilates was good for sex. And that was very unconventional at the times. Today, talking about sexuality is a little bit more open, and yet it's still a taboo. And I want to lift that taboo because there is clear evidence in today's research about sexual health, how much the modality of Pilates, the principles of Pilates and how the technique is built, creates great sexual health. To a point where women will find back their libido, where men, with their testosterone levels rising again through the energy they're creating, through the forces they're creating in their body, through the leverage and through the weight-bearing exercises that Pilates is helping them with their erectile dysfunctions to a point where they can be sexual active again, and not because they're swallowing a pill, but because they restore energy, they restore worthiness, which is a direct link to our sexuality to some degree. And the most amazing part is that we in Pilates talk about our upper core, our mid core, and our lower core. And the upper core is everything that is linked from our throat to hands and to our heart. The mid core is everything that is linked to our stomach and our lower belly area. That's where the energy of the sexuality is. The sacral chakra, the second chakra, where the center of energy is ruling for us. And then we have the lower core, which is basically anything from the coccyx and the pubic bone downwards into the legs. So this is where we are grounded. And this is where we are rooted. So just from energy point of view, talking about the core, which is really the mid-core, but there is an upper and a lower core with that as well. But in Pilates, particularly, most people think of the mid-core, which is basically the gut area, the belly. Joseph called it the stomach or the belly. And this is exactly where the energy is held, and with most of men and women in today's world, where it's being stuck. And when that energy, those meridians, those wheels of life force are being restricted, sexuality is literally becoming dormant. And sensuality, vitality, and energy cannot be reclaimed. So yes, Pilates is good for sex, ladies and gentlemen. Whether it's for you ladies out there or whether it's for you men out there, know that working out with the focus on putting energy through your whole cores, upper, mid, and lower, will clearly create greater sexual health. Now, with that said, it's important we are opening up that taboo, because 56% of people in different researches have admitted they would end a relationship if their partner would lack sexual endurance or sexual flexibility, which means that 1 in 2 will leave a relationship if that sensuality, that exchange is not present anymore. And it takes a huge deal in a relationship if this is not present anymore. From a purely anatomical point of view, we have 14 muscles as a man or as a woman that we can include into the pelvic floor area and its activity. So there's 14 muscles who are helping us directly to our sexual pleasure. And these are the muscles that we work, whether you are a man or a woman in Pilates, by pulling everything together and by sucking everything up. These are the 14 muscles that are going to allow you to increase your sexual health and your pleasure. Because it takes vitality, energy, resilience, relaxation for you to be able to tap into that area of your physicality. So I wanted to open up the discussion and have you understand that by simply doing Pilates, you're not only going to increase your vitality, you're going to increase your muscle mass, you're going to shape into the body that you have desired, but also, for most of you, your sexual drive will definitely change, particularly if you exercise 2 to 3 times a week with Pilates every week. So for women particularly, broad evidence shows that regular Pilates enhances the sexual function. It improves arousal, it improves desire, it improves satisfaction, it improves your lubrication, and it reduces discomfort. Isn't that good to know? For men, Pilates as an activity improves erectile function because it enhances the vascular health. It helps also with insulin sensitivity, it lowers inflammation, and it massively increases testosterone. It can increase testosterone levels by up to 22%, which is massive. And did you know, men out there, that 100 million men live with erectile dysfunction? Which makes this really meaningful, that it doesn't take a blue pill for you to find back your abilities. It takes back the flow of energy. Same for you, ladies. To be able to have that arousal again, it takes flow. It takes this rush of energy that goes through your entire system. Now, what doesn't help us is to sit all day, because you need to understand that the moment you sit, 50% of your energy is cut in half. And you're obstructing the energy flow of your first and your second chakra. That is where the strength, the vitality, and the desire is coming from. So it doesn't help. And therefore, I urge you to move your legs, to move your pelvis. And the easiest way is to walk. To simply walk for 20 minutes before you get home will help you be a little more aroused. To do lower body core, lower body work, just 20 minutes, where your legs are part of your core, being an extension of your lungs, will help you arouse and will help you bring the blood flow that you need into the area that will bring sexual health. So it's the little things that will make a difference. Unfortunately, I have no specific exercise that can just, like magic, bring it back. Gentlemen, this is unfortunately not what I can offer. But by you choosing an exercise modality like Pilates, where it's all about you understanding how you can listen to your body, how you can create energy flow, so that no body part is untouched, so that no body part is being neglected, so that the blood on the oxygen can flow freely everywhere, anywhere, anytime, will brilliantly improve all of your being. And particularly the body awareness that you will receive from it, feeling good, feeling like $1 million in your body, will bring back sensuality in ways you could have never imagined. To love your body, to create a relationship of care, of kindness, of gentleness, and of love will bring back possibilities that you would have never imagined. No pill, no medicine can do that. It's something that is deeply rooted inside of you, but that needs your attention and that needs your care. I hope this podcast has been of insights. My name is Eva. I hope we have lifted a taboo. And remember, Pilates is good for sex. Have a very bright day. And don't forget, if there's a loved one in your life, let them know how much they mean to you. And let me tell you how much you mean to me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there every week. And for giving your body the appreciation and the care it so much needs.